marijuana plants takes light, water, and nutrients. Growing marijuana stocks takes an approval from the U.S. federal government and a lot of optimism, apparently, from investors. Tilray shares are up 45%. They have seesawed wildly in the last 10 minutes, actually. Shares were briefly halted moments ago, in fact, due to the extreme volatility. Today's surge, though, puts Tilray's market cap above $20 billion. And that makes Tilray the world's most valuable marijuana company, with a market cap on par with American Airlines and Twitter. On Tuesday, Tilray revealed that the U.S. federal government will allow it to import cannabis for a clinical trial in California. It's a small step towards the mass legalization that Tilray's CEO told us is the key to growth.
We're seeing tremendous growth. Country after country is legalizing. We also see Canada will be the first G7 nation to allow adult use sales. The first sale will take place in October this year, October 17th. And so we're very optimistic about our growth opportunities this year as well as next year, with Canada being the first adult use opportunity.
Alan Valdez knows all about marijuana stocks. He's the chairman of cannabis company Diego Pellicer and a senior partner at Silver Bear Capital. Alan, great to see you. You know, somebody just did the math for me and told me that if you had bought at the IPO price back in July, for $1,000, you put $1,000 in, you'd be a millionaire today.
Yeah, that's true. That's
right?
true. That's correct. Well, you know, cannabis, I think, is going to have a great year this year. And one of the main reasons is the president has this massive tax cuts here in America. He's got to make up for it somewhere. And in cannabis, it's a unique industry. We know we have clients, even though we haven't been legally able to market it in many states. Nothing's open. It's not legal. But we know there are tons of customers out there. So the minute this goes legal, and we think this administration will legalize it because they need the tax revenue. It's all about the money. And we'll see what happens. That's going to lift all these cannabis stocks in the wings right through the roof.
Okay, you clearly, Alan, share the fervor for Tilray and the cannabis companies whose stocks we're seeing explode today. But is there a concern that some of this is just speculative fever? Tilray's market cap is in the billions now. It's grown by hundreds of percentage points from its IPO, but it only has $28 million in sales. So do the fundamentals really back up this valuation in your view?
No, not yet. But again, I think if you're getting into marijuana, into cannabis, companies like Tilray are good to get involved in. Diego too, but of course I'm speaking my own book here, but I think those are great companies to take a look at. I think in the long run, look what Coke's doing. Coke's thinking about infusing a drink with cannabis oil. So I think in the long run, you're going to see this industry grow. And if you get in on the bottom floor, like some of these stocks are, it's a good place to be. Yeah, the valuations are a little out of whack, of course. But again, in the long run, I think it's a good place to be.
I think it's interesting that you believe the Trump administration is going to be for federal legalization when we've heard the Attorney General, Jeff Sessions, being really in the reverse of that and wanting to, earlier in the administration at least, crack down on some of the states that had gone for legalization. Do you think that because Jeff Sessions seems to be not on President Trump's good side right now, that actually bodes well for the marijuana industry?
No question about it. I mean, he's been a thorn in our side, to be honest with you. But again, I think at the end of the day, Trump, being a businessman, is going to have to get tax revenue somewhere. And this is a great... California alone, over $1 billion in tax revenue once that goes legal later on this year. So I think overall, it's going to be a great year for cannabis, and now's the time to get in.
All right. Thank you, Alan Valdez. Good to see you.
Thanks. Have a great day.
You too.